You want me to do the intro to this one?
I don't care what you do.
Welcome to OHBinBusters!
Don't forget to comment on this post with an agronomic question for your chance to win some awesome apparel from the OHBinBusters.
Need to get equidistant.
Today we start this episode of OHBinBusters by staying 6 feet apart.
So welcome to episode 4 of OHBinBusters. Today's topic is gaining grain. Jonah and I are going to talk to you about kind of our crop progress and what we're doing to maybe gain some extra bushels right now. And last episode we talked about protecting that potential, and I think we've done a pretty good job of protecting our potential going into what we've had happen since episode 3. Literally since episode 3 I've received hardly any rain at all.
I'm trending about 5 inches behind on our corn right now. Beans are actually trending slightly ahead, so I kind of have an advantage over you, Doug, on that, like we've been talking about.
Yeah.
But
we've had a tremendous amount of water stress lately. We've had a tremendous amount of wildlife stress. We've just been getting throttled with wildlife damage from the deer because they're coming in, eating this corn to get what little bit of water is in that corn. It's just, if it ain't one thing, it's something else.
So this year, with the gaining grain, kind of like we're talking about right now, we use a lot of different products. At least I did on the beans, which I really feel like are going to help me have an advantage on that. We did the Crop Plus by Verdesian. That's one big one. Help stress mitigation, early passive fungicide. We just made our second passive fungicide. Like I said, we've had almost perfect rains on that farm, so somehow we've been getting lucky on that. I mean, everything's set up for success with our beans right now. Now we flip the page back to the corn side. We've done the same thing, that we've side dressed, did the early side dress, did the late side dress, the plant health pass with stress mitigation products in it, but we're trending 5 inches behind right now on rain, and it's going to be hard to make that up to fill the grain.
Yeah, and we were, based off our last tissue sample, we saw a little demand for more nitrogen, a little more potassium in our corn. We had plans to kind of rectify that, but with the limited rainfall, we do a lot of work again with field forecasting tool from Winfield, and based off what it was telling us, that with all the stress there wasn't going to be a response there for those extra dollars we were going to throw out. We want to raise great corn, we want to raise record-breaking corn, but to that point we also want to make money while we're doing it too.
So Doug, let's answer the question we had. When is the most critical time for rain when growing your corn? What's your opinion?
Absolutely. Based off the last episode, we had our like, comment, share, add a question piece there, and we did get a couple nice questions, but the one you bring up right now talking about rainfall. When is the most critical growth stage for corn to get rain? And
what's your opinion, Doug? I want your opinion because I have mine.
Yeah, my opinion, if I can pick a dry spell, it's early in the season, but if I'm needing water, it's right now, going into silk development all the way through grain fill. We cannot afford to be dry, in my opinion, at this stage of the game.
Couldn't agree more. I mean, if we don't have rain for grain fill, we don't have the bushels we want. Yeah. I mean, we can manage that stress early on, try to put those products on there that really help us pull through those periods, like stressful periods of the grain, the ear development, everything like that. But if we don't have rain right now, we don't fill the grain.
Absolutely. And one thing, with that dry weather we had early, our root mass is tremendous. And that's getting the plant started right and getting a great root mass from the start. Now with this dry weather, they have just blown up under the ground.
So something too to talk about with the root mass, you did, I did, we put on, obviously we both had in-furrow. We ran some products like Zinc and Ascend in-furrow. I actually ran another product too, I haven't told you about, been keeping it a secret right now, but did some things like that. Along with that, the beans, my early beans, we treated them with Warden CX. We did a lot of things to help the root development, and we got those roots started off great, so we can get that plant through that stressful time, but now we have to have rain to fill the grain.
Yeah. And talking about the beans, a little dryness right now with those beans and establishing that root mass is not a problem to me. We need rain. Once we get this huge root mass and we catch rain going into pod fill, I just think we've got a huge root mass and we catch some rain here late August. I think we're going to have phenomenal beans. Yours especially.
So talking about beans, where are you at on stage of beans right now?
I don't really want to talk about my beans right now. They're late, they're not getting rain. Yours were early, they've been getting tons of rain, they look great. Like, we should probably bet on how many bushel you're going to beat me.
It's not over yet. The beans are planted on sand and gravel, so we don't get the August rains, we're done. But so far we're trending great on the beans. hopefully, fingers crossed, it finishes right.
Yeah.
So corn, on the other hand, Doug, I think you might have the advantage there. I mean, our corn, all the tissue samples we pulled this year, we're not seeing the nutrient uptake that we wanted. It's always showing deficiencies. We're just not really happy with it.
Our corn, I think, has done well, but these last couple of weeks in this stress and given some of the other factors. But the one thing that is really cool is, you know, we've talked about the fungicide relay, and that Veltima fungicide application we made early, I think has kept a lot of the disease pressure off our corn and made it handle this stress very well. You know, we've got those side-by-sides where we've done the Veltima early and versus the untreated in the pictures right now. You know, we've heard a lot from different sources saying that disease pressure is going to be really low this year, but some of this corn's just exploded with disease over here in the east, especially with the humidity we're having. On episode 4 here, you know, we titled it Gaining Grain, and I think, you know, for us, all the grain that we gain wouldn't be possible if we didn't have the team behind us that has stood behind us all year through all the challenges and made these applications happen. And the team we got at the Waterford facility as far as applicators has been amazing.
They've done a great job. I mean, also, we can't forget about the Winfield team. I mean, we have a great team there that has helped us, you know, along the way. Not only making recommendations along with what we know, but kind of critiquing what we're doing too. So hats off to the Winfield team while we're at it.
Yeah, the Winfield team, the Heritage staff, it's just been a huge team effort to make all this stuff come together, and I know we can't thank them enough. So Rusty, Evan, we appreciate you guys, everything you've done for us this year.
That sun's right there.
We have plenty of sun, and like, we can still see your face today with your hat right there.
Must just be looking at him or you?
I do both. Like,
I do too.
It's an us conversation, and then there's the camera. So you look at that every once in a while.
1 2 1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Go.
The Roomba's coming.
No way! Hey Juno, how you doing, bud? That's Juno.